Hey guys, welcome to our Tips from the Emeralds tonight. There's four of us here that are going to be sharing some of our top three tips. We're each going to be introducing ourselves as we go, so hopefully you have a pen and paper and are excited to learn tonight. My name is Brittany Wank. I currently live outside Atlanta, Georgia. I'm married. We have a 3-year-old. My background is nutrition. I have a degree in health science. I'm a licensed dental hygienist. So I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and I'm so thankful that Plexus came into our life because I've been able to do that. And I always tell people I joined for prevention because I'm just a health nut. But what I found was freedom. I found freedom from all different health issues. I found freedom from my job. My husband was able to quit his job. So we have time freedom, financial freedom. It's just been the biggest blessing in our life. So we are so glad to have you guys on our teams, and we are so excited to just pour into you guys tonight and just share some of our top tips. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with one of my top tips is no excuses. I know along the journey, there's so many times where it's easy to give excuses. Maybe you're new and you're overwhelmed and don't know the products, or maybe you don't know how to reach out to people, or maybe you're busy and you don't feel like you have a lot of time, or maybe you have a team and you don't feel like you're a qualified leader, or there's all different excuses that we can give ourselves along the way and along this journey, but don't let those hold you back. No matter what that excuse is, every time you say I can't, remember why you want it. Remember why you joined, whether it was a health reason or a financial reason. Go back to your why and don't let any excuses stop you. The time will pass away. There's ways to find, time in your schedule, whether it's putting out a TV show, instead of reading a novel, read a personal development book. There's a lot of different ways to fit the business in your schedule. If it's something you don't know how to do, there's always somewhere to learn. There's an upline you can go to. There's, the team pages you can learn from. So don't ever let any excuse hold you back, because there is so much potential in this company, and you will regret it if you don't put in the work and don't put in the time and let excuses hold you back. My second tip is to pay attention to team pages. When I first started, that's how I learned. I went through all the team pages. I read every post. Know who the leaders are on the team pages. If you're on several team pages, ask your upline, okay, I'm on this page. Who's the leader on this page? I'm on this page. Who's the leader on this page? And find out who leads each page and look for their post specifically. Because when a team leader posts on their team page, that post has value and significance. If it's a video, that means they've watched the video and they found value in it for themselves and for you. And usually, I know as a leader, when I post things on my team page, I have specific people in mind who I think would benefit from it. Maybe it's a new ambassador video and I have a handful of people I know would benefit. Maybe it's a business building tip and I have a handful of people I know would benefit from it. And maybe you're that person who needs to benefit from it, and you might be missing out if you are not paying attention to the team pages. So if the notifications are overwhelming you, you get a lot of beeps, just maybe choose one time a day where you sit down and you just scroll through the team pages and look for posts that day from the leaders, from each leader. Instead of scrolling through Facebook and stalking your friends' pictures, just see who's been on your team pages, asking questions, posting things of value, and make sure you pay attention to those. I know sometimes it breaks my heart as a leader when I pour into a post and I give this tip that I think is really awesome, and then there's like 3 views. So make sure that the things that your leaders are posting that you are paying attention to, because it's something that they feel that you and everybody else will benefit from. It's for you. That's my second tip. And my last tip is committing to the process. I know it's so easy when you first start. You have all this excitement, all this enthusiasm, and you're going to conquer the world, and then somebody says no, or your first ambassador quits, or a family member is negative, and you just kind of hit a wall, and you're like, oh, rats, and you just feel deflated. You have to just have it in your mind from the beginning that you are going to be committed no matter what. It's kind of like this time of year. Everybody's going to the gym, right? Everybody bought a gym membership in January. The gym is packed. Come 6 weeks from now, it's going to be deserted, right? Because people aren't committed to the process. They go into the gym those first few days, and guess what? They are sore, and it's uncomfortable, and they feel bad. And so they stop going because they're like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm just going to stay my miserable, untoned self and just forget about it. But it's the ones that just say, you know what, it's going to be worth it when I can fit into my skinny jeans, when I can play with my kids without huffing and puffing. Those who commit to the process are ones who see the reward long term. I saw a T-shirt a long time ago, and it's really stuck with me. It was in like the fitness section, and it said, "It didn't get easier. I got stronger." And I always think about that because just like going to the gym, when you first start lifting those 20-pound weights, maybe you can't get it up all the way, and maybe you're struggling. But after a while of doing it every day, you're going to get stronger. The weight didn't get lighter. 20 pounds stayed 20 pounds. But because you're stronger, you can lift it more and higher and do more reps every single time because you're stronger. It's the same with your business. You're going to get no's in the beginning. Sending cool messages is going to be uncomfortable. Doing things like reaching out to people is going to be uncomfortable. But the more you do it, the better you'll get at it and the more success you'll see with your business. So that's my last tip. Just commit to the process from day one and don't let anything stop you. So now I'm going to turn it over to Joanna. You should be, let's see, trying to unmute you here. For some reason, it's not unmuting you.
Okay, I just unmuted myself, I think.
Yep.
Okay, great. Hi, I'm Joanna Chabot. I'm also an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. Brittany, thank you so much for getting us together to do this. I know my team loves to hear and meet from other jewels, so that's really exciting for them too. So I just think this is a perfect opportunity. Like, it's a new year, so many just amazing things coming up. This is the perfect opportunity to jump back in and just get committed. So I'm going to share 3 of my tips that help me to be successful. I am a stay-at-home mom as well. I used to be a teacher. I taught middle school for 6 years, and then now I'm at home and I homeschool. I've got 5 kiddos. My oldest just turned 10, and I have a baby that just turned 1-year-old. So I'm a little busy, but this job, this business, and just this company in general is just a blessing. It's the perfect business for a busy mom. So my first tip that I wanted to share today is just about accountability. I took some notes, so I'll be looking because I don't want to forget what I want to stick to the topics. Okay. So my first thing I want to talk about is accountability. And basically that is huge for me to be successful. And one of the #1 things that helps me to stay accountable is to have a friend. A lot of people like to call them power partners. Someone on your team, maybe a sideline person from another team that you can check in with, that can hold you accountable, that you two can share ideas with, bounce ideas off of, cheer for each other when things are going great, give each other, some hugs and support when things aren't going as great. But that has definitely helped me with my journey, and it's nice to have that, so that if it's just you can, slack on things, you can give up easy. But when you have someone there to be with you and build you up, it makes a huge difference in being successful in this business. So I really, really encourage you to look for someone that is motivated like you, and that would be there for you, just to have that support system, because it's huge. Okay, so along with another thing with accountability, so that's just accountability in general. Everybody should have that, whether you're a brand new ambassador all the way up into jewels. You need somebody like that. But then just more especially, this pertains to leaders in accountability. I have noticed that something that's been really helpful for me with accountability for my team, we started doing accountability threads on Facebook Messenger, where every month I'll pick something that we're trying to work on, and anybody that's interested will jump on a thread with me, and every time they hit a task marker that they're supposed to hit, then they'll post really quick, I got my 1 customer, or I got my wholesaler. And we're not really talking on the thread, because it's not supposed to be really about that. It's just about that accountability. Like, look, I did my thing, now I'm on to the next thing. And it's really, really helpful for my team. Some of the ones we've done are, we did it for the planners that everybody just got, which are awesome. So we had an accountability thread for the planners. And once, what did we have to do for that? I don't remember, but it was like one of the things was definitely getting an ambassador. I think you had to have an ambassador or customers. And every time you hit one of the markers, then on the thread, you just say, I got my customer, I got my ambassador or whatever. And we just keep moving on. But it was a cool way for my team to hold each other accountable. And so I really love that. So that's just another idea. My third thing about accountability on Facebook or just in general, Instagram or any of the places where you are sharing your love of Plexus. Posting something daily, sharing something daily about Plexus, I feel like it's really huge. That propelled my business in a big way in my first year with Plexus. I can't say enough about putting a small post every single day about Plexus on Facebook is what I generally use. I also use Instagram, but especially Facebook. If you have something there every day, it shows how serious you are. It shows that it's a business. For me, it's like my signing in the morning to work. I don't have to walk through like an office building door to say I'm here for the day, but I put a Facebook post up to let everybody know I'm still here. I'm serious. This is my business. Here I am for the day. And people know it's not a hobby, it's serious for me. So I would just really recommend going back to the basics and getting a post up every day. Personal posts are best, but we all share with each other. So on days when you're busy and you just want to get that post up, there's lots of people's that you can cut and paste and kind of modify it for yourself with a picture. So that is my first tip, all about accountability. Second tip that I want to talk about today is just in general, a calendar or your planner. So I'm totally in love with the new planners that we got. And so that made me think about this for my next tip. Basically, right now we're hearing everybody talking about their resolutions for the new year or their goals. But all of that is great, and writing it down is a really good thing, and telling all your friends and talking to your team about your goals, all of that is great. But what do you do with it? That's actually what's going to matter, right? You can tell everybody your goals like all day long, but where are the actual actions that you're doing? So that's what I want to talk about with a calendar. When you open your planner up, do you see Plexus every single day in your planner? If you want to be successful, pretty much every single day, you should have something in your planner that has to do with your business and something that you're doing with your business. Preferably IPA, right? Should be income producing if you're really wanting to do well in this business. So like I said, you can set goals all day long, and that's awesome, but you have to have something to back it up with. And if you don't see Plexus in your planner every single day, then you need to reevaluate your goals, and you need to make your goal fit your calendar, fit your planner. So you should be, that should all be in your planner every single day. When you open it up, what are you going to do for Plexus? It doesn't have to be Plexus all day long, but you should definitely have something in there. And if you go back to 2016 and you're just reevaluating how you were doing with your business, and you open up your planner and there isn't something with Plexus pretty much every single day, even if it's just one little action every single day, then maybe you need to reevaluate what you're doing for this year. Okay, so that's just that's something else that is huge that I know that helps me to be successful. An idea for your calendar, something you could do is open it up, and right now, every single day, just put down one person's name that you're going to contact. Different people have different goals, but if you just want to set a really easy goal, start by opening your calendar up, and every single day of the month, write down one person that you are going to contact and share Plexus with for the month of January. That would be a good start. Another thing you could put in on your calendar is schedule a power hour for every day. A power hour is a really great way to work your business in a really purposeful way. And of course, during that power hour, the number one thing you should be doing is IPA. That means sharing Plexus with everybody, right? So, okay, so that was my calendar tip. And my last tip is follow up. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard the fortune is in the follow up, right? It's the truth. Hardly anyone, the first time they see Plexus or hear about Plexus, is immediately jumping on board and trying the products or joining the business. And if you don't follow up with someone that you shared with, then you just totally wasted your time sharing Plexus. You've got to follow up. Most people need 7 or more times of sharing to be interested in the products. That's part of the posting on Facebook. That's seed planting, okay? So every time you post on Facebook, somebody's seeing it and they're thinking about it, and at some point they may come back to it and want to know more about Plexus. So follow up. When you share with somebody, you need to check in with them and find out if they want more information, and ask them if they're ready to jump in and join the business, or ask them what products they want to sign up with, and you can help them sign up. And also, when you have new people that have joined or ordered products, you really want to stick with those new people for the first month. Stick with those newbies. You want to check in with them weekly, make sure that they understand how to use the products, make sure that you're helping them with any questions. For that whole first month, you should really be following up with your new people, letting them know that you're right there for them. And then keep sending messages to your customers that you've had around for a while. That's another part of follow-up. Following up with those people who have been wholesalers or customers, or, obviously you should always be checking in and working with your ambassadors, but sharing new products with them. Hey, maybe you want to try a new product this month, or here's some information on some of our products. Something that I really love is fill in the blank, and send that to them. And just always assume that they want to share. Always assume that they're going to want to share Plexus. If it's going well for them, why wouldn't they want to share with their friends and their family? Maybe they don't want to join the business, but they might want to get their products paid for, right? So just always assume that they want to share with others. And then something else I do with my follow-up is with the first 6 months or so. In the first 6 months, I usually send a thank you note, or sometimes a small gift. Having a customer or a wholesaler for 6 months ordering, that's a big deal. That's huge. You need to let those people know that you're thankful for them and that you're glad that they're with you with Plexus. So, I've sent water bottles before as gifts, keychains, just thank you notes, things like that. It doesn't have to be expensive. And just a thank you note can go a long way. And then within the year, for my ambassadors and wholesale ambassadors, I sent them flowers last year. That most of my people went through their Plexiversary last year. So anyone that had been with me for a year, I sent them flowers, because it's a huge deal, and I want to keep those people with me. I want them to be happy, and I want them to know that I care about them. So that's another part of your follow-up. But follow-up is huge to be successful. Okay, I'm done talking. I hope y'all got something good out of that. Thank you. Do I need to do something? Oh, there we go.
Hi, my name is Lacey Cook. I am an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. I am from Millersburg, Pennsylvania, a little tiny town. I started Plexus to get healthy. I just was feeling miserable and didn't have energy anymore, so I thought I'd give it a try. I did not tell anybody about it. I didn't have any plans on telling anybody about it, but as time went on and I was seeing people's posts and people's success, I realized that basically everybody needs Plexus. So I started with my brother-in-law and a couple of my close friends and said, these are the real deal. These products really work. I'm reading all these testimonies. I think you should try it. And that's sort of how my business got going. Then I have always had the dream of wanting to be a stay-at-home mom. I married a teacher, so surviving on one teacher income would be really, really difficult. So I decided that if, I continued sharing Plexus, that maybe I would be able to be a stay-at-home mom and fulfill that dream. So I really started working the business with a focus of, if I hit this level, I can do this and make this happen. So my business started growing. I got pregnant, and then crunch time was on. I had a deadline of when I needed to meet my goals. About a month before my first child was born, my husband and I both found out that we are being furloughed from our teaching jobs. Teaching jobs, these most secure jobs that there are. Nothing is guaranteed, and that really proved that to us. But thank goodness for Plexus, because it really has saved us. And while a lot of other people were panicking at that moment, him and I were like, we'll be okay because of Plexus. So we were able to enjoy the rest of our pregnancy and welcome our first child. And then about a month later, I hit Emerald. So everything was really, really great then. I've been blessed with an amazing, amazing team who has really helped make my dreams happen. And I'm hoping to help make all their dreams happen too. So that's a little bit of backstory on me. I have 3 tips for you. My first one is to make it personal and keep it simple. If you don't know what to post, if you're just starting out, you see all these amazing posts with people's testimonies that are a mile long and how amazing they are. You do not have to have a testimony before you can start this business. More than likely, as soon as you start taking products, you're going to notice some little things. Maybe you're sleeping better. Maybe you have more energy. Maybe you're going to the bathroom more consistently, or you're able to drink more water. Those are all goals, and those are all testimonies. So, if you are taking X Factor and you notice the energy, take a picture of you with the bottle and say, love my X Factor energy, helps me get through my day. Simple as that. Just post it. Post every single day and post something, and try to make it personal. Sometimes we see product posts that have a ton of great information in them, and they are awesome to share. But you do not have to share posts like that every single day. Just post something personal. People respond to your personal posts more than they're going to respond to posts that are like a novel. Just because when you're scrolling through Facebook, you may not want to stop and read all the details of the BioCleanse. But you might want to know that the BioCleanse is going to help you poop. So it is... share something about that. It's part of our job. We talk about poop every day, right? So the more simple you can be and the more personal you can be, your posts are going to reach your friends and family better. My second tip is to be consistent. Be consistent in everything. Be consistent in your products. Be consistent in your posts. Be consistent in your follow-up. If you are doing this and you're committed to it, then you need to make sure that you are taking your products every single day. Be a product of the product. Share with your friends and family that you're taking it. Drink your pink drink in public. And that is going to help people know that you are doing this. Make sure that you're posting every day. Joanna just talked about this a lot. You need to be posting personal posts, and you need to be posting Plexus posts. I always aim to post more about my life and my family than I do about Plexus, but every day I aim to get those posts out there. The family posts, the pictures of your kids, the pictures of you out living life are what is going to get the most likes and comments. But if people are liking and commenting on your personal posts, then they are also seeing your Plexus post. Just how Facebook works. If they're active on your page, then all of your posts, no matter what they are going through their feed. And that's exactly what you want. My third tip is leave no doubt. You want to leave absolutely no doubt in anybody's mind that you are still doing Plexus. If you, and the one way you're going to do that is going to brand your stuff. You're going to, get a Plexus water bottle, carry it with you everywhere, maybe get a bag, buy a t-shirt, put a sticker on your car. People need to know that you are the crazy Plexus person. Your Facebook should have Plexus all over it. I lost my train of thought. Anyhow, so you want people to know. So what I'm saying is you want to wear your clothes, you want to be out there, you want to be talking Plexus with people all the time. So that way, when someone finally decides that, yes, I think I'm ready to try Plexus, you're the person that they go to. If you are sharing Plexus and you're talking to people and then you sort of just drop off the face of the earth and you're not posting about Plexus anymore, you're not talking, well then when they change their mind and they're ready to try Plexus, you might not be the person that they go to, even though you talk to them first, because they're not really sure if you're still doing it. So we want to make sure that you are the crazy Plexus person and be proud about it, because Plexus is awesome and it's going places and you want to be on that train. So those are my 3 tips. I hope they were helpful. And I hope everybody has a great night. I'm going to pass it over to Mary.
Did I unmute myself? Can you hear me? Okay. I'm Mary McCall. I am living in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We actually moved here about 3 years ago from Oklahoma, so I have a lot of Oklahoma ties as well. But I signed up for Plexus about 3 years and 3 months ago. So I have had quite a long, slow and steady journey. It took me 30 months to rank up to Jewel, so to be Emerald, but that's okay. And that's kind of one of the things I want to talk about, because we hear so many of those stories where people kind of skyrocket really fast to the top, and it seems like those are the ones that are more emphasized. But I want y'all to know, and your teams to know, that really the more accurate, there's a lot more people that are just slowly and steadily ranking up. So that is okay. Please don't compare yourself to other people at all, because everyone's journey is totally different and your situation is different. For instance, I moved to a whole nother state, didn't have a friend in the world when I got here, or a family member, nothing. So I was really starting over from scratch. Obviously, Facebook helped with that because I had, those connections. But as far as actual live, tangible audience, I didn't have anyone. So don't let that stop you. Don't let anything like that ever stop you or keep you from sharing, because really that's a whole new gold mine for you. So it just depends on how you look at it. So anyway, being the last one to share, most of my stuff got talked about. So I'm going to kind of switch gears a little bit and talk to the working mamas out there. I was blessed to stay home for 15 years with my kids. So I have been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, and I loved it, every minute of it. But when we moved here, I needed to go to work. So I work full time. Have been working full time the entire time I've been in Plexus. And it's been really good for me. I'm one of those people that really craves structure and routine. So for me, in fact, these past 2 weeks I've been off, and it's been a good case study for me to be working my Plexus business while I have nothing else to do. It didn't go well, I'll be honest, because I felt like, I have all this time. I'll get to it. No, I do better when I'm super duper busy and I know I have this 1 hour at lunch and this hour on my drive home and this and this and this to fit it in. When I had all day, it was not great for me. So know what works for you, because sometimes having all day, being that stay-at-home mom or whatever, is not necessarily the best fit for you. So for my personality, I need to be working. I need to be in that structure and that routine. So it's better for me. If you are working, I do advise that you stay very organized and that you use your time well, use your time wisely. I am very, like I said, I love my little routine and my structures. So every day at lunch, weather permitting, I exercise. But while I'm doing that, so I change my clothes, I use my 1 hour and I walk. While I'm doing that, I'm returning messages, I'm calling people, I'm calling customer service if I need to, I'm talking to my Jewel liaison, whatever. I'm using that hour wisely. One, I'm getting my exercise in, which I won't do when I get home because I have 3 kids and lots of other stuff to do. So that's my 1 hour. That's mine. But I also know that I need to be working Plexus because I can't do that at work. That would not be ethical, and I need to be doing the work I'm being paid for at work. So that is one thing I would say. Just make sure you're using your time wisely. Now, my kids are older, so it's going to be different for if you have littles, you may not have as much flexibility as, the things I'm saying. But as far as some of the other girls touched on some of this stuff already too, but back to the basics, be a product of the product. Are you consistently taking your products, and are you consistently telling your friends and family what it's doing for you? And I know they've just touched on that a little bit, but your excitement is contagious. So in 38 months, whatever I've been doing this, I am still just as crazy excited about my post or my water bottle or whatever. And it's just, you brand yourself that way, positive. You want to keep things positive. You want to stay excited about those products. If we have a new product, you want to really talk about it. And here's a tip. you guys aren't going to like this, but you are missing the boat with the younger generation if you're not utilizing Snapchat. You kind of, it's a different thing. I have teenagers, so therefore I'm fully trained by the professionals, but that generation has fleed Facebook and Instagram and really Twitter for the most part. They are doing Snapchat almost solely. So if you can figure that out and get on there, it's different. You're not going to be able to do your long, big posts and stories and testimonies, nothing like that. But you can get a quick thing in with the younger people. That's just a tip. Take it or leave it. You may not want to do it. Here's another one. Do not feel like you must incentivize. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. To advance. I have never, and I'm not against it. I would love to buy my team purses and jewelry and very expensive things. I'm just in a situation where I'm not financially able to do that. So I never started it. Now, and I didn't want it to feel like that had to be duplicated, that they needed to do that to get where I am and that kind of thing. My piece of advice is the Plexus compensation plan is your incentive. If you want something, if you pull that paper out, look at what a jewel makes, look at that bonus pool, look at that, whatever. Do you want that? Well, that's your incentive. Get out there and do it. I want to support you. I want to help you. And of course, I want to totally give you a shout out and I would love to be buying you things, but it's not financially able. I mean, not everyone is financially able to do that. So don't feel like if you're in that situation, because I'm there, that, I'm never going to rank up because I just can't do that. I haven't done that. And I have the best team. They're so supportive and they're so loving and they get it. And I just never wanted them to feel like they had to do that in order to, motivate their team. My personal feeling is if that's the only reason they're gonna, do something, then I have to keep doing that for them. So it was just not something I ever really started. Now, again, I'm not against it. And I think people that have that as that's their love language, that's important for them. But I just wanted your people to know that I didn't want them to feel like they have to do that because I made it to Emerald without really ever doing that. So last thing, I've probably already done 3, but I'm going to throw in another one. I just want to continue with are you posting every day? And are you staying positive? Because people are forgetful. They need to be reminded that you are the crazy Plexus lady and that you are the one they're going to go to and that you are still using these products after all this time because they were sure they were going to keep watching you and it was just going to be a fad. So let's let them know it's not. We're still here. We're still posting. We're still, I talked to somebody today and I was, giving him a business card, was telling him all about the products. And let me tell you, he needed the products. I mean, he was a total type 2 diabetic with all this stuff, weight, everything. But I wasn't, I didn't say that to him, but I had a card and I just started telling him about our products. And he said, well, how long before I start seeing the commercials? And I thought he meant like Plexus commercials. And I was like, well, we don't advertise that way. That's why we have Plexus Ambassadors. He's no. I'm talking about the ones, the lawsuits with the this. And I said, no, we're different. We're plant-based. We're awesome. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting that that was his angle. But for whatever reason, that's all I've got tonight. I'm so glad that you guys were able to hang with us on the Google Hangout. So great to meet new friends, new jewels. And we can't wait till all of you are here with us and in Maui with us because we are super pumped about it. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening.